Strange things are happening to me. And I'm talking about it. I was living the life.
Things were just the way they should be.
That would have the sky like a bomb.
Comes a little punk with a
fucking
bun.
rocket.
No, the sun.
Strange
Things are happening to me.
Strange things.
They should have used. All right. In any of those Inside Out movies, does the girl go through puberty? Oh, wait. Turning Red. They could have used this song in Turning Red.
Because strange things are happening to her?
Yeah. She was living the life. Things were just the way they should be.
Well, maybe they were expecting some YouTube pooper to make it for them, since they can't actually use that song in the movie. It wouldn't be part of the soundtrack. It was like, what are they gonna do? Pay Randy Newman again? Hell no.
Lopsy says if it was, I think they said the song would be called Friend Inside Me if it was Inside Out. Friend me. Friend inside of me.
Just wriggling around.
Welcome to Thingus. Hello, Lopsy. Hello, Mike.
Welcome to Thingus.
Welcome to Thingus. What are we doing?
We're playing this again, but for the Super Nintendo.
We've played this.
We played this crap over and over.
We played this this crungular crap.
Yes. It's like Jim Hanks or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like Tim
Hanks.
Jim Hanks, you're right. Tim's the other guy. It's still cutting out a bit. We're just gonna have to talk a lot. I don't know why that's happening.
Just does this now.
Yeah, it just does this now. I think we need a new capture card.
Maybe we need a new cable.
Oh, Beta Human says, how's my favorite IGF award winner doing tonight? I don't know. How are they doing? Where are they?
Yeah, and did they win?
I don't know. Probably not.
Did your favorite winner win?
Probably not. Not many people win. Not even the winners don't win very often.
They don't really win. They actually lose.
Yeah, they lose. I'll talk about it in a little bit. Thank you. That's really sweet. Yeah, I don't need to open with GDC. I feel like I can get to that. Or maybe I shouldn't. Is there anything we want to talk about first? Let me see.
There's always things to talk about. I don't know.
Let's burn a few things off first. Okay.
Let's burn this game.
I was just thinking about how, remember how like in the 80s and 90s, if there was like something imported from like the UK to the US, they would just like arbitrarily change things about it for the American audience, right?
Yeah.
And like Thomas the Tank Engine had a lot of those things, you remember? Like in the American version of the show, they called the manager of the train station, you remember, his name was Sir
Topham Hatt.
Sir Topham Hatt.
Yeah, Sir Topham Hatt.
But like in the UK, they didn't call him that. They called him the fat fuck.
The fat fuck. I can't believe how vulgar they are in the UK. Like, they say the word cunt like it's not even a bad word.
On a children's show. It's so weird because they're so prude about other things that Americans don't care about.
Huntley scratched his balls inquisitively.
Yeah, like Ringo Starr said that on a kids show.
Yeah, if you could believe it. Now this is like YouTube clickbait. It's like, can you believe they did this on a kids show? And it's like a picture of a dead body. It's like, I dare you, I fucking dare you to call Bluey a kid's show after this episode where they fought the Nazis, where they got taken to a cab.
Right. Yeah, and you know, parents will do anything to justify watching their children's shows more than their children.
Well, you know, I think Bluey is interesting because it's a children's show that's specifically made that it like doesn't suck, right? It's like it's pretty good, so like the parents aren't complaining, but that's still a little different from saying it's not a children's show. Yeah,
no, see, to be honest, I only kind of vaguely know those people exist. In my world, there are a lot of parents who, like, you know, the kid left and they're still watching Bluey, you know? Yeah. And they like Bluey more than the kid likes Bluey. And they're a little sad when their kid gets spooked by a particularly dark, introspective episode of Bluey and doesn't want to watch Bluey anymore. Those are the people in my world. But I am vaguely aware of the people who don't know any children in their lives at all and watch Bluey. And don't like children either. And don't like that the show is for children.
Yeah, well, you know, like, it seems like a little brony to me. Like, hey, this is pretty good, actually, you know, for a kid's show.
And they have hair, right? Like, the dogs have hair. Some of them are sexier than others, right? Like, you start with Bluey and Bandit and Mom, who are all just, they don't have hair, right?
They're just dogs.
They're just dogs. They just have dog ears.
Yeah.
And then all the other characters that get introduced later have hair. Like, bronies are making the show. The foxes are already in the hen's house.
Right. The foxes are in the hen house. I feel like that's something that, like, a lot of shows have this problem, don't they? Where, like, the people wwho work on it now are like, yeah, I got to work on this and I get to put my fetish into it.
Yeah, that's really not right.
I'm not accusing Bluey of that, but maybe you are.
No. I'm absolutely accusing Bluey of that. I don't have a lot of evidence of it. It just seems like that's how things are going these days. Like, I feel like...
That's what we do on this show. We just go by vibes.
Well, I just, you know, I remember years ago when I was so far from being a professional animator, I would look on, like, Usenet forums of, like, animation industry people, and they'd just be like, oh yeah, after Muppet Babies, you know, I was on this for a while. And it's just jobs. It's just jobs.
Right.
And when I worked in animation, I didn't work on anything I was, like, super proud to work on. It was just like, it was just pleasant, you know, at best. And then I would move on to another job. But, like, I would say, you know, around the 2010s, there started to be shows that people were, like, you know, very, very eager to work on. And I think at that point, you had a lot of fans who were also interacting directly with other fans all the time, working. I don't want to get too into this.
They're also interacting with the people who make the show, and they're, you know, maybe they're even like talking to them like they're already working with them on the show.
Yeah, I don't want to get too specific with this, but, like, I feel like the line blurred where, like, yeah, in the 80s and 90s, the cartoons we were watching, I think it was mostly just a fucking job.
Yeah, except there was definitely some people putting their fetishes into those cartoons.
I guess so.
Like, inflation shit was everywhere.
Minerva Mink, right? They were pretty.
The furries.
The furries were. You're right.
They were in full swing.
They were already working their magic on. Maybe we've never really been detached from the freaks.
No, I mean, Tex Avery, for instance. He was the first furry, or at least the first one in animation, probably.
Right. Well, who created Betty Boop?
Oh, Max Fleischer?
Yeah, she was a dog.
She was a furry.
She's a cute little puppy dog.
Yeah, fun fact, that version of Betty Betty Boop is in the public domain,
I know.
but not the redesign.
I've heard that. Yeah, you can use the Betty Boop with the little doggy ears. How cute.
Maybe I should.
Yeah. Can you call her Betty Boop?
I think so.
Cool.
No. As long as she says her name is Betty Boop in one of those cartoons. Or maybe it's just one cartoon where she looks like that. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she says boop boopy doop, but that's got to be like a trademark, right? That's on Walmart t-shirts and stuff.
Yeah, although that doesn't mean you can't use it in a cartoon.
I'm waiting for like nasty, like done up nails, hoodie, baggy jeans, Betty Boop to go into the public domain. Like New Jersey Betty Boop.
That might never happen because trademarks don't expire, do they?
Right, and that was never a cartoon. It was only a t-shirt.
Yeah, so you'd be stealing an idea that's not even a copyrighted thing.
Right.
You'd be infringing on trademark.
Yeah. I just want to do a cartoon about Betty Bitch.
Well, you can. I guess you just have to come up with your own version of that.
Right. She has to look slightly
You cannot sell merch of it.
Ah, all right.
Although, who can? Like, who the fuck actually has the right to do that?
To sell Betty Boop? I don't know. I'm guessing.
Man, I got game over.
Yeah, and now he's mad.
Now he's mad.
Are you done?
I'll give it one more shot. Well, like, I have to do this first level again. They give you a thing that lets you give yourself more lives.
Oh, really?
I think so.
You can put it on children mode.
Did you want to talk about Pixar? Because there was like a Pixar discussion we were having like a week ago.
Oh, right.
And then we didn't have Thingus, so we didn't have that discussion.
Oh yeah, well I saw Hoppers with my son, and I saw the trailer for Toy Story 5.
Yeah.
5.
As in Roman numeral V.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like, you know, I know that like the people who make these movies don't fucking stand for anything. They don't fucking believe in anything. Because if they did, they wouldn't be making Toy Story 5.
Right. Yeah, they already had the conclusion where Andy holds up Woody and says, and the best thing about Woody is that he'll never give up on you, no matter what. And then the next movie is Woody leaves.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, these movies were like, you know, they promised they were done. They promised they were done because there was supposed to be like this like eternity to the way, you know, they didn't even want to make the third one. The third one was like threatened out of them, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The third one was canceled.
Disney threatened to make it.
Actually, I think every single Toy Story movie has been canceled, except maybe the fifth one. They canceled the first one after it wasn't working. They started over. They canceled the second one because it wasn't good enough. And then they canceled the third one because Disney was trying to make it without them.
Right.
And then they must have not been serious when they said they were going to make it without them, because right after that they bought Pixar and the movie was canceled and then restarted by Pixar.
Right. So that was just like leverage in their deal.
Yeah, it was just smoke and mirrors.
Just threatening to make a shitty Disney movie. Like they know how shitty their movies are and they threaten to make it.
Yeah. They this was the era of shitty direct-to-video movies, so they were threatening to turn it into that.
Oh my god. Well, all right. So like I've only seen Toy Story 3 once, but I was thinking about this, right? So from the moment of the big showdown with Sid to the moment Woody and Buzz land in Andy's moving box.
Yeah.
I want to say 10 minutes go by. Would you agree with that?
Wait. The moment,
you know, where Woody's like, all right, let's do this. And then they plan their attack. They enact their attack against Sid, and they escape from Sid, and then they have to catch up with the moving van, and we find out Buzz can fly, and
that's funny. So you think only 10 minutes?
I think that was 10 minutes.
Well, like, they're in a rush. Woody is like he gets out of there so fast that he's just like, bye guys, thanks for everything, like to those guys who helped him.
And it's so funny, right? Those guys that were in such an important scene are just gone from the movie.
And then they go as fast as they can away from that dog. They light the rocket so they could, catch up to the train, to the truck.
Yes. It's really, really fast, right? It can't be much more than 10 minutes. If we, someone can count, I guess, but like, I don't think it's more than 10 minutes.
Right.
Every Pixar movie that's been made in the last 20 years has a climactic scene that is at least 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
Is that, would you agree with that?
Well, you mean like, because, can you use an example?
Well, like, the last two I watched were Turning Red, which I really like, but there's like this whole big showdown at the stadium at the end that lasts what seems like 30 fucking minutes. And then we watched Hoppers, and there's this long, overly dramatic scene at the end that lasts like 30 minutes. Like, I can't believe this movie's not over yet. And every Pixar movie has this really, really self-serious long ending, including like Toy Story 3, where they're all like falling into the pit of hell at the end, right? It's just so long. like the sad part never stops. The part after the third act where like it feels like all hope is lost. It's so long. Pixar bloat. Yeah.
Pixar
bloated ending. Well, they extended all these movies by 20 minutes.
So like the part where that happens in the first Toy Story is like when Woody is trapped under the milk crate, and he admits to Buzz that he thinks he's too cool for Andy to like
be strapped to that rocket.
Yeah, and that is, that's a good scene, but it's also a formula now.
Yeah.
Like everything they do.
You're right. There is a little bit more like all hope is lost. I mean, it's a pretty short scene.
Yeah.
But now that scene would be 15 minutes long.
I guess so. It would be more drawn out. It would be more literal. No. It would be like they would explain it a lot. Right? Like that's something they do now, right? Where they try to make sure that you get it.
Well, Woody would tell a story about how Andy first met him in that scene, right? You're a cool toy,
Yeah, I remember one time.
Yeah, exactly. Like as these Pixar animators get older, they're just like, I say, one time. Are you listening, boy? They think anyone wants to hear this melodramatic dog shit at the end of their movies.
Well, so Pete Docter was in the news because he made a really dumb comment saying something like Pixar movies aren't therapy. They're movies, not therapy. When, this is the guy who made Monsters Inc. and Up and all these movies that are self-soothing.
Yeah.
And although I think I know what he's saying. He's saying that he made a mistake, and now he's blaming the people that he hired, like
who are dutifully making movies by the Pixar playbook.
Right, like he wanted to get new perspectives. He wanted to have stories told from, their personal struggles. They made that movie Onward, which is about a guy whose dad died. They made that movie, they made Turning Red, which is about a girl and her mom having trouble. They made a movie, Soul, which is about a guy who dies. Yeah,
dealing with his mortality.
Pixar is like focused on the trauma. And I was watching a video about this. It was like this Australian girl talking about it. It's like Pixar is obsessed with trauma, and like I thought she brought up something I thought was I thought it was interesting because I never thought about it before. Is that when they did it before, they kind of had these traumatized characters being funny, like Woody and Jessie. They're terribly hurt inside.
Yeah, but Jessie is really fucked up.
She comes off as like, she's like, why don't you go back to your precious Andy?
Yeah,
like,
she's
that's
like
funny.
Yeah, she's like the fucked up girl, you know.
Right, but like they did it, they did the Sarah McLachlan song, which was great because they built up to that. They got to the point where we can examine why is she like this.
They've been chasing the dragon of that Sarah McLachlan song for 30 years. It's really sad. Michael says the last Bug's Life was the last one without any bloat. I think you're right. Bug's Life is pretty swift. Although I find the movie so boring that it just feels long anyway. But I don't think they waste much time. I think structurally it's not bloated. Hi Edmunda. Hi everyone. What a lively room tonight. Ratatouille isn't too bloated. Yeah, I think Ratatouille is like pretty good overall. They all feel a little languid at the end though, Like they all feel like, when you think of like, oh, what's like the perfect movie that I never get bored, that just goes the whole time. There are very few Pixar movies I can say that about.
Yeah. I was looking at Pixar, like a list of Pixar movies, and trying to figure out where things kind of went wrong. And Toy Story 3 was like their last pretty good one, and even that one kind of feels like a little extraneous. Like after 2010, the movies are all just like even Up I felt like was a little slippery.
I don't remember the second half of that movie. I think that first part is bullshit, and I think it's like it's just like I have had to hold my tongue so many times over the years while people talk about the bullshit of that first part of that movie.
Like people just saying like, oh yeah, the first 10 minutes were great, and you just like say nothing, you just like turn red.
Well, they're just like, it destroyed me. Yeah, I'm like trying not to turn into the red panda listening to them say that. It's just like you people are being taken for saps. You people are taken for a ride.
They played you like the fiddle that they play in those movies.
Yeah, seriously. There is like a tiny violin playing during that scene. There's nothing real about that. It's like I get more emotion out of looking at a snow globe than that. What is wrong with you?
I mean, that movie, so Danielle would say that was her favorite Pixar movie, but she learned to hate it because she liked it so much she would examine it more than the other movies. And like I remember Miyazaki was saying this about his favorite movie. He learned to hate it because he wanted it to be more. He wanted it to be like it's like you could see the movie it should be.
Well, I think, you also resent things that like moved you when you were a child. You start to feel like they were manipulating you. If you were really young when you saw Up, then growing up to not, what got unplugged? It might have been the soundboard, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, what do we think? Is it back?
I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
There we go.
Hooray.
Yeah, like I remember feeling a little resentful towards Pixar just for like creating this illusion like Pixar was an opportunity, like one day you may work here. And when I grew up, I became a little disillusioned, thinking like, man, they sold that to us like they sold everything to us. They sold us our own tears. They sold us these great ideas that they really just like kind of inherited a lot of the time.
I can't bob my head around. That seems to mess with the music. Sorry, everyone. Well, now that you're saying this, I'm thinking about how I feel like I learned to resent Garfield in the same way.
Oh, wow.
Where Garfield, I loved Garfield so much, and Garfield made me feel like I could be a cartoonist.
Oh, wow.
And later on, I was just like, Like, this isn't even fucking art. Like it looked like art to me when I was a kid because it was so consistent. Like animation with model sheets.
Yeah.
But that's not good cartooning. Consistency is not good cartooning.
Yeah.
And then Garfield makes it even less fucking likely for me to ever be a cartoonist because Garfield becomes the standard for what the newspapers want. And actually, they're never gonna stop printing Garfield, so there's not gonna be any fucking room for any of you.
Garfield never gets out of the way to make space for you, normal.
No.
Like, he wants it to be about him.
I'm cute.
You're cute, and yet he wants to be the one.
Yeah.
He never had a plan to like inspire you to be a cartoonist. That was an unintended side effect.
Yes, because Jim Davis would do interviews and there'd be like, you know, you'd get a little intel every once in a while on the process behind Garfield because they were just like constantly making and marketing Garfield shit all the time.
Yeah.
But the real intel, the real process shit was Bill Watterson. He was telling you what was involved in being a cartoonist, and it wasn't idealistic. It was pretty grim.
Yeah.
He was talking about how comics suck and syndicates suck, and they just want to squeeze every penny out of you, and they don't care about art, and they don't encourage art, and the newspapers don't care about art, and they're shrinking, and they're making them worse. He gave you the real shit, and then he quit while he was ahead.
Oh, man.
So, you know, you come to, like, appreciate shit like that over time and resent the things that kind of sold you a false bill.
Well, yeah, like, he never made any, like, merch. He just sold his books. He never made a stupid video game or stupid animated series or stupid plush toy of Hobbs.
No.
Those were all things that were demanded of him, that he just said no.
Yeah.
And Jim Davis, like, almost like in a coma, just like let it all happen.
Well, Jim Davis was very deliberate too. He actually would pull Garfield merch from the shelves if he felt the market was getting oversaturated.
Yeah.
He didn't want people to get sick of Garfield. Like the suction cup Garfields. They stopped making them for a while.
How could he keep us from getting sick of Garfield? It's out of his hands now.
Well,
he created a monster.
Now it is, but you know, managing the brand of Garfield has been his job for a very long time.
Yeah.
I've come around. I don't hate Garfield as much as I used to.
Well, you know, your son loves Garfield, and like I picked up one of his books and it's like, haha, pretty good.
Yeah, but Garfield's a mean bitch, and I don't think he's a good influence on a 7-year-old either. But
no,
he needs naughty little cats in his life, you know.
Right, that's an outlet.
Yeah, all of his favorites right now are bad little kitty cats. He has another series he loves called Bad Kitty.
It's like Bad Cat.
Yeah, Bad Cat. He reads Cheese Sweet Home. That's a naughty little kitty too. He loves it. Naughty little cats.
So yeah, I mean, Jim Davis was he had his finger on the pulse. He knew what was going on with comics, and then fucking Gatturo copied him. It was like some Bolivian ripoff of Garfield or something.
All right. I mean, Jim Davis also like tried to syndicate other strips, right? He made Secret Acres. What was it called? the comic with all the polyamorous farm animals.
Yeah, U.S. Acres.
U.S. Acres, yeah. And then he also made Mr. Potato Head.
He made Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah, he made a syndicated comic strip about Mr. Potato Head.
Oh, what the
How much more cynical can you get?
Yeah, I mean, for the creator of Garfield, that's just an average day.
Yeah. But, you know, the thing is, like, Garfield didn't ruin newspapers. I can't blame Jim Davis.
That was Scott Adams ruined newspapers. I was just reading about the dill burrito. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard that there were disgusting vegan burritos on the market that had Dilbert on the label.
But yeah, it's weird that like the newspaper still exists, but it's dead. Like,
yeah,
it's like if you're just like walking around a block where all the houses are like $3 million. It's all impossible,
right,
for anything to change.
Right. It's been gone for such a long time. It's not even really in living memory. Like half of the cartoonists in the paper are dead. right? Like in the paper, you've got like, well, let me see.
Not Scott Adams.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. You don't have Scott Adams. One dead cartoonist finally pulled from the paper.
But not
you know, they're
because
still
he's
running
dead.
Peanuts and Blondie and Dennis the Menace and
Oh, yeah,
like
those
Family Circus.
Those are mad dead.
They're extremely dead.
That's not the news. That's the old.
That's the olds. Yeah. So like, you know, by the time I was a teenager, I was aware that the dream was over. But I spent quite a few years thinking I could do that.
Yeah.
And then by the time I actually got into webcomics, there were a lot of people about 10 years older than me that were very resentful of webcomics because they were the last people who were able to get syndication deals.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You're ruining it." And we were like, "We're not ruining it. We're not able to be part of it.
Yeah.
It's over." But, you know, for them, it was like they didn't really see the stadium collapse before they pursued that as a career.
Yeah.
How long do newspapers have left? I don't know. They do seem to have found a place. There are still major newspapers in every city just about, right? Like in every big city.
Then why doesn't every city have like a comic strip that represents them?
Because comics are just not important. They don't sell papers.
Yeah. It used to be that you'd be excited to find the comic section on the paper.
Yeah.
Now it's like you can get that anywhere.
Yeah. You know, Oscar reads the Sundays and I'll like read them too. And they're very bad. Like, and they're the same old shit. Just like fucking zits on the front page of the and this kid's been a teenager for 30 years. The same teenager the whole time. They gave him a phone like 10 years ago. It's like his friend has all those piercings. That must have been hilarious. Like a few decades ago, seeing the Zitz kid, like his friend who has like 50 piercings in his face, must have been so funny, right? Same
it's
kid.
funny. He has piercings.
Yeah, it is so fucking old.
It's so old, yeah.
The same old person who hasn't looked out their window in 30 years.
No. Well, yeah. I mean, they claim that space.
Yeah.
It's like an air molecule that they're like a sumo wrestler defending with all their might.
Yeah. There are almost no comics that have, you know, were syndicated in the last, like, I think the newest one that I'm aware of, the newest one in the Inquirer that I'm aware of is Heart of the City, which was drawn by one guy and then given over to another cartoonist who like changed it quite a bit.
Okay.
So that one feels the newest.
Yeah.
But that's like also mad old. Like the comic was already syndicated a long time ago. He just retired. And usually when the creator retires, somebody new just draws it exactly the same way. And they're trying to hide their existence. And then I guess the Nancy strips are syndicated. I don't know. They're syndicated online. Everyone reads Nancy online, but it might be in some papers. I don't know for sure.
It doesn't matter because if you want someone to read it, you don't tell them to look in the paper.
No.
It's like, you know, it's like the cliche. It's like, turn the TV on. What channel? Any channel. Like, you're not going to do that either.
Right.
Your friend is going to be like, here's a link to the thing. And you're like, oh, actually 3 people sent me this already.
Yeah, and Moto says Nancy on Blue Sky. Right, that's where everyone reads it.
On Blue Sky.
Yeah, they read it on social media. I'm pretty sure that is a syndicated comic strip. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's syndicated on my Blue Sky.
Yeah, that's where everyone reads it.
Syndicated on Retweet. I don't fucking know.
Syndicate, yeah. So, I mean, you know, the thing is that, like, web syndicated comics, you know, they can still sell a lot of books, but like the thing syndicates gave comics, which is like a payout per paper, is just like has been unattainable for decades.
It's been unattainable since.
Died.
It's been unattainable since you were what, like 6 years old?
Pretty much. The syndicates were accepting possibly like 4 to 5 new strips into their program per year when I was a child, and that in order to qualify for any of those, you would have had to submit about 20 days, like about 3 weeks worth of strips that you hadn't shown to anybody else, and they would write back a single line saying they're not interested, or that, like, you know, this needs work, this isn't what we're looking for right now, and it would take weeks to get that.
Yeah, they send you in the mail.
Yeah, so you would spend weeks drawing it, and it would take weeks to get no, and then you'd do it again.
Yeah.
Right. So I never would have had the fucking. Emotionally, I would not have been able to take some shit like that. Like when, you know, it's obviously all been boiled down into mythology. Oh, and by the way, of the 4 strips they accepted per year, probably less than 1 of them would go on to be syndicated in enough papers that the cartoonist would quit their day job.
Yeah.
So it was statistically very unlikely. And, you know, you hear like the mythology about strips, like famously Kathy Geiswhite was kind of just doing silly doodles at work, and her mother encouraged her, demanded that she send them to the syndicate. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't presented in a professional package like that. It was just like a whole bunch of like one-panel jokes with little scribbly drawings. And supposedly the paper, the syndicate had been looking for a comic drawn by women. They were specifically looking at the time for a comic that showed a feminist point of view, because it was, you know, it was like 1970, and they were looking for a comic with a feminist point of view, and all of the submissions had been comics by men. And Kathy happened to land in the inbox of a junior editor who thought it was, you know, not quite right. The drawings were terrible and the formatting needed work, but he thought it was what they were looking for, and he sent it to his editor, his boss, who just happened to be at his desk at the time, and he was like, get her a contract. And they got out the contract the same day. And then I guess maybe they coached her into like an appropriate format for the strip, and she was still working when the strip, yeah, it is the DEI comic, that's right. She was still working. She was working at an ad agency when the strip premiered, and she was terribly embarrassed about it, and hid in her office the day the strip came out. But all of her coworkers saw it, and it wasn't long before she quit her job and just did that. And, you know, Kathy Geiswhite was a celebrity. She's a beautiful woman drawing a comic strip.
A beautiful woman drawing herself ugly.
Ugly, yeah. Well, yeah, because she was like in this high pressure advertising job, and she had gained weight because she was under stress, and she felt unattractive, and she thought she couldn't get a date because she was fat, and all of her comics just made her look like a pile of shit. And they're all about like her mom, you know, her mom yelling at her to get her life together, because that's how she felt. And, you know, everyone makes fun of Kathy, but like it was conveying something that was not really being said in comics. Yeah. And yeah, she got real lucky and hit them when they were looking for a babe.
Yeah, well, Yeah, it's like you look at that and think like, oh, that's such a, that's as cliche as Garfield, but at the time there was nothing like it, so it filled the niche that they were specifically looking to fill.
Yeah, I mean, even now there's nothing like it.
You're basically saying you have to like win the lottery to get these jobs.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess it's kind of the same with like internet cartoons. You worked on like 10 different comics before Octopus Pie.
That's true. That's true. Those were all my submissions. I did all those for no money.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's Pixar. Let me see what other notes I've got here.
Did you want to talk about DLSS 5?
Oh yeah, sure. DLSS 5. It's I hope we pass the audition. Yes. It's this AI. Am I not supposed to call it a filter?
It's Snapchat.
Everyone saw this. It premiered. It was a tech demo at GDC, and then digital. What are they called? Digital
Foundry.
Foundry covered it. Yeah, and they were showing off some clips of it, and it was like, the girl from Resident Evil, but like the filter like yassified her face, made her look like big-lipped and pouty and like a real woman, and it made all the environments look like a photo.
Yeah.
And everyone hated it. Everyone complained about it. Obviously, if you've formed any sort of attachment to the characters in a game that has like any sort of art direction, you're not going to think that's what the girl looks like, right? It's going to look wrong to you. But I personally, I think the essential thing that I don't hear many people talking about is that this technology is never going to come out.
Right. This technology is something that you kind of imagined, like when you first saw like the first Xbox or something, you're like, wow, it's so real. Imagine if it was like really real though. Yeah. And like now it's like, it's here, but it's not really here.
No, because in order to show you 1 second of that game turning into that, they needed 2 graphics cards.
Yeah, 2 5090s.
Yeah.
That's
which
like
no one has one of those.
Yeah, it's like $1,000, $2,000 card, right?
Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah. Oh my god, what a Super Nintendo ass fucking song this is.
I have no idea what this is. I just saw Snow White and clicked on it.
Is this just public domain? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Filmation. It's a grandma fooler.
There was a bit of Snow White in this discussion we had.
Ah, yes. Right. Because we were talking about... Yeah, Edmundo says they do this shit every year. Yeah, exactly. It's just like it's a new fucking it's a new fucking promise of what the technology can do every year. Yeah. And nobody at the consumer level is ever going to get close to any of this stuff, and they don't want it anyway. But I think it's important, beyond saying that we don't want it, is that it's not actually being offered to us.
Yeah.
It's fake.
Well, yeah, because like I remember a few years ago seeing a tech demo like this, not with humans, but with just like environments, and it looked like a real house or something. Mm-hmm. And like that's cool, but like how come we haven't seen like a million games with that? Is it because we can't actually play it at home yet? It's like you need to wait another 10 years before you could afford it.
Right, before you can play it at home. Well, yeah, I mean, one of my guesses was like, at some point, these companies were staking a lot of their hopes in the idea of cloud computing. They want to be able to sell this computing power to people like on a subscription basis. And the hope was that nobody would need to own this stuff in order to run this stuff. but clearly that's not going to work. I mean, I've never found cloud computing to be reliable at all.
No, you're not going to have latency with these kinds of, well, maybe you will, because it's basically like a movie. Who even needs responsive gameplay when it's just all about, well, like the thing I was thinking when I saw that shit is like the second you pull the camera out and like put it behind the character like in a normal game, it's just gonna look like a normal game. There's not gonna be any like details that you can even see anymore.
Right.
But like, there's so much wrong with it.
Yeah.
Like, I noticed that the filtered screenshots had a different like color grading, like a different temperature. It went from warm to cool,
Right.
which, you know, only pisses off photographers and no one else.
Right.
But like, that's a. If you're an art director, you give a shit about that.
Yeah,
you
there
think
was
that
intention.
changed the intention.
Yeah, it changed the intention. Well, a lot of people have pointed that out. I just think it's probably all a little bit fake. I think all of that stuff we saw was being retouched.
Oh, you don't think it was even live?
No.
It does feel like since they're being dishonest about like one or two things, they could be dishonest about all of it.
Yeah.
That it's not even a real demo. It's not, you know, it's not a groundbreaking new technology. It's something that we've had, and we're just like, you know, trying shitting and farting with it, like see what we can do.
Well,
what we can get.
I
from
mean,
people.
the thing that seemed a little weird to me was like she has like a brown jacket that is probably supposed to be leather, but I don't know how the filter knew that it's supposed to be leather, and it adds a lot of leather detail to the jacket, like a lot.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
It adds like worn out edges of leather to the jacket. And I was like, I don't really know how it's recognizing on the fly that that's supposed to be leather.
Well, it's drawing from a database of photos, so it knows it's leather based on analysis, which, you know, I don't think that's done live. It's probably baked. It's probably like a big long process that they have to do. But like
They're like cooperating with the developers to do that.
No, I mean like. Wait, what?
Or they're making this software specifically for that game.
Oh, well, no. I mean, I mean, if they were, that would make it good, because then they'd be drawing from their own photographs.
Right.
They're not drawing from their own, like this
No.
is, so this is something I've been talking about, that like, oh, I can see AI being used to render an image, like, you know. But like the only way in my mind that that's interesting is if you also made the database it's drawing from. That way it's in your style.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just photos from the internet.
Well, like, you know, I don't think I'm the first person to take this guess, but like, if you saw another scene with the Resident Evil girl, she would look like a different woman.
Right. It's got no artistic direction with the face. There was like a guy. It was like a guy with a beard, and he was just like a different guy.
Different guy in a
second
different
photo.
shot. Yeah, they're just pulling from a different photo.
It's like, you know, don't you care if your character looks like they're, well,
the same person from shot to shot?
I showed you the other day the like opening from Half-Life 2. It's like Alex, she like wakes you up and you see for the first time what the engine can do with like the character animation, and it's really impressive. For 2004, you know, you were really impressed in 2004 looking at that.
Yeah.
But and this is the part that they hate the most. We're never getting better than that.
This looks like Yoshi's story. Yeah.
I don't think technology improving is getting better, is going to improve that. I think we already had everything it took to make that sort of thing. You know, like realism in games, that's still something that needs to be abstracted. Even now, you can't just use a photo that, you know, yeah, I admit it makes it look nice in some ways, but it's not worth it for the way it just like fucks up the rest of the image.
You're not playing it. Like, you're just looking at 1 second, which is why I think this shit's never going to exist, because no one would actually enjoy the experience of this.
No, because you're not playing, you're looking at it. You're looking at it and you're thinking about the implications.
Yeah.
You're not looking at it for what it is, face value.
Yeah. Well, yeah, what I was saying is that people's idea of like realism, right? Like total realism in a video game, right? Well, that means a few different things. Like, are you talking about realism in the controls? Because a responsive video game is not reproducing the realistic feeling of moving around the world, with the exception maybe of VR.
Yeah.
A joystick control has to be more responsive than real movement, right? Because like you can't anticipate a jump in a game; you have to just jump.
Right, your character just jumps.
Yeah.
There's no, you know, I've played games where there's anticipation, but most games don't do that.
No, most
You know, Prince of
most
Persia
players
does stuff
don't
like that.
Right.
That's all part of the experience, though, of playing Prince of Persia. You're
Right.
supposed to be a little guy who sucks at life. You're just doing your best.
Yeah, but like that's not when people talk
That's
about
realist.
maximum
That's real.
realism. They're not satisfied with that. They want something realer than that.
Well, I get that too. You know, there have been many times where a game is just like, man, I've never seen anything so real. Like, you know, Ocarina of Time, the first time you saw it, looks pretty real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even Mario 64 has some realism.
Yeah,
Like, there's like realistic fish swimming around.
but the standards for that cannot be like. They can never be set in stone. Like, if you want something to look like a movie, that's not real either. There's like a very specific frame rate that makes something look like a movie. Like, what do you want it to look like? 60 FPS?
Oh,
real?
give me a break. Yeah, don't make it soap opera-y.
Yeah,
Don't give me the soap opera look. This is, you know, AI has been fucking with us for like over a decade now. We've been getting that stupid motion smoothing on by default on televisions.
Yes.
It looks like diarrhea.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Oh, and the whole like DLSS thing, it's like the super sampling. We've had a version of that too. The fucking Super Eagle engine, that crap on the Z-SNES emulator that turns everything smooth.
Ugh. You know, if you watch The Simpsons on Disney Plus, it looks like that.
No!
Yeah, it fucking sucks.
Oh, they're dead for that.
Yeah, no, they gotta be. I hate this. I hate this shit. I hate other people's idea of visual improvements,
You know,
of high fidelity.
not to tweet my own horn, but I kind of thought that some of the stuff I made, like with Dog of Wisdom, had a realism to it. Like, I think the dog's movement is kind of believable. It's like obviously a 3D model.
But you used like a VR puppetry for it.
Yeah,
like,
I used my actual motion,
Yeah.
which is what I think. At the end of the day, it's not about textures, resolution, or you know, volumetrics. It's all about the movement.
Right.
That's what makes it look alive.
Well, we were talking about animation's quest for realism and how it's never
The Prince and Snow White.
The Prince and Snow White.
Creepy looking motherfucker.
Yeah. Have I been frozen for a while, guys? Is my video frozen all this?
You're frozen.
When your heart's not open. I am frozen. Hold on a second. I can't believe it. You guys didn't tell me. I've just been looking frozen forever. That is a flattering
There's
face.
Kaizo blocks in this game.
It's a very unflattering face, too. Thanks a lot. I just don't move much, yeah. So, yeah, we were talking about realism and animation. And, like, from the very, very start,
They
you know.
knew what was what already.
They knew what was what. And they were also in a technology war from the start. So, in the very first Disney movie, Snow White and the Prince are rotoscoped, which was their version of realism in animation.
Right.
But nobody cares about the prince. No one thinks about the prince. People think about the dwarves.
Right.
And they knew that. They didn't rotoscope the fucking dwarves.
No, that would have been a mistake.
Yeah, they understood that. When you look at attempts at realism in 2D animation, always completely forgettable, not interesting to anybody. When you look at attempts in 3D, Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within,
Yeah.
Disney's Dinosaur, dog shit. No one likes.
Yeah, nobody wants to remember that. Nobody wants to take credit for that.
Yeah.
It was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
You know, it was a very expensive movie.
Yeah.
An expensive mistake.
Yeah. But the animation learned that lesson a long time
Well,
ago.
Pixar already knew that when they made Toy Story and A Bug's Life. They didn't go for dinosaurs.
No.
And then they did. It was bad.
Bad. Yeah. They didn't learn. Oh yeah. Right. They made those new Lion King movies. You're right. They didn't learn. But they're not trying to make something that is like technically marvelous or artistically worthy. They're just making slop at this point.
Well, it's another thing that audiences who don't know anything are demanding. Like, you watch The Lion King, and I guess you just like miss the whole point of animation. That it's like an abstraction. It's like, oh wow, wouldn't this be great if it was real?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're the type of guy who's making AI shit and thinking it's like your art.
Yeah. Nobody thinks
So
it would be
bad.
great if you could see more of the background behind the Mona Lisa, except the stupidest person in the world. Well, oh,
Like,
by the way,
what about Mufasa's balls? Like, what about the other sperm cells in there that didn't become Simba?
wait, do we see Mufasa's balls in the 3D movie?
I feel like whether it's yes or no, I'm appalled.
Right, if they removed his balls, that's a big problem.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, let's play some Mystic Quest.
By the way, another trailer that I saw at the beginning of Hoppers is a Moana live action remake. Like this movie that came out 5 years ago.
It's more than 5 years. It's like 10 years now.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think so. It might even be more.
No. Can it really be?
I mean, my niece was a baby when she liked that movie, and
10
she's
years,
like, yeah.
10 years. Okay, so they're all, but still, the
What
other
happened to
movies.
Phoebe?
The other movies are all like 30 years old. Oh my god. Oh right, this is probably why we quit. Because
Phoebe just fucks off?
Phoebe just fucks off, and then you're just left to 3 lamias.
Oh my god. Yeah, as if it could get any lamier.
Lamia. Oh my god, you're just stuck in hell. You'll never win this battle.
I guess we're playing something else.
Play something else? Oh my god.
But yeah, what were we talking about?
Oh, I think we covered it.
Moana.
We're talking about 3D and realism.
Yeah,
and
they just made a Lilo and Stitch. They're making Moana. It's all to satisfy some guy that I couldn't hate more than anyone else. Like he's just like a guy with no understanding of art. He probably hates art, and he sees this as an improvement.
we fixed it.
Yeah, like there was a problem with it before.
Oh my god.
It's like I don't know.
Do you have any fire?
I think axe might be good.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wait, I have bombs.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't matter. I'm asleep.
You're asleep. All right. Do we want to move on?
Sure.
Okay. What do we want to talk about? I could talk about GDC.
Sure.
All right. So yeah, no Thingus last week because I was at GDC all week. Oh my god, you're just gonna be doing this
I
forever.
give up.
Wow, that sucked. So went to GDC. Edmundo was there with me, and so was editor Matt, and we were part of the IGF showcase, which was like the indie games that had been nominated for the IGF awards. It was a very sparsely populated area of the GDC floor, a floor mostly dedicated to AI bullshit. I guess I'm kind of doing a rundown of what I wrote in my blog post, which, like you pointed out, my blog post got shared around a lot, and it might be because the image I used, which was an image of me accepting an award, made it seem very authoritative. Like,
it's like you were talking about an issue, like, you know, the AI thing aside, you were saying they don't allow children at this place. What the fuck? And the image of you was you giving like an acceptance speech. But like next to that post, it was almost like you used your acceptance speech to complain about it. And I don't know if people were consciously thinking that, but I know a little percent of them were clicking on that and liking it because they thought you did that.
Right. No, I think you're right, because the other story that went viral from the IGF was that AP Thompson did talk about like Iran and Palestine in his acceptance speech.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, game developer uses speech to criticize the US. And I think maybe the same thing happened to me. Even though I definitely didn't do that, my acceptance speech was like, oh my God, wow. I didn't sound smart at all. So yeah, it's much to my fucking shock, I won the award for narrative, and best of all, you know, in my opinion, best of all, there was no game that really swept. So a lot of games won somewhere, you know? A lot of games that were nominated ended up getting an award, which made me feel good. So the part I didn't talk about, I gave a pretty standard speech. Yeah, I thanked all the people in my life. And then they led me backstage, and I was immediately photographed, and you know, immediately had mics held up to my mouth, and I was bussed from press to press. The first person asked me how it felt to win the award. It might have been for Google Play. They were sponsoring the event. And then the second person shoved an iPad in my face and said, "Who's your favorite Pokemon?"
And
it was like 3 of the new ones, and there's one that looks like a Pomeranian, and I was
you
like,
pick one of them?
Yeah, I don't care about Pokopia. I don't care is what I would have liked to say, but this person was so sincere.
But they didn't even let you pick.
No,
they didn't even let you think for 20 minutes about which one of the 700 Pokemon is your favorite. They gave you a multiple choice.
They gave me the Pomeranian, the green bird, and I don't remember what the third one was. Blue?
Yes, it's blue.
Yeah. I found I think maybe someone in the chat quoted me. They found the article. Quoted me, and literally, like, in the article I say I liked the Pomeranian, and then my answer is I just like dogs. Shrug. Like, they quoted me shrugging. Like, I flew out to San Francisco with my family, and you brought me back here to ask me about a video game I haven't thought about in like 30 years.
Well, it's like a video game that's like coming out now.
Yeah. So it's part of like a promotion for game. Anyway, after that, people asked me more relevant questions. They clipped microphones to me and asked me their questions and then unclipped their mic, and then another person clipped a mic to me. And then at the end of the line, the last person was like, and here's a box for your award, and gave me like a very nice box to carry it home in. And then I went all the way around and I found my way back to my seat. And I just looked at Mike like biggest soy face at the whole show.
Yeah.
It was very special. Very special. And, you know, I was very happy that my editor, he came up with me, and he and his wife had made a whole night out of it with us. Like, we got a babysitter for our kids, and they were at their house together. And, another thing that happened was that, when we got there, to the festival, we were basically just on time. We were a little stressed because we had caught like we got dumped from our cab a couple times. So we got there like right when the festival was starting, and we heard, you know, they were already starting to say things in there. And my editor's wife, she was on the list with us, but she didn't have a fucking GDC badge because she does something else with her life. And they tried to turn her away.
No.
And it was like there were tiers of staff there that started with teenage volunteers and went up to, you know, people who've been doing this for a decade. And I went from the teenage volunteer to the person who'd been doing it for a decade, and she's doing 50 million things. And she's like, I'm gonna see what I can do for you guys. And she runs off. And then we get in some other line for wristbands because we're told we have to do that too. The fucking ceremony is starting in there. And we wait in this fucking line, and when we get to that line, they know who she is. They've got her name. And we get the wristbands. We go back to the teen who told us no. We don't see the other person anymore. We go back to the teen with our wristbands, and we basically brute forced our way in at that point. We were like, no, it's fine. No, it's fine. See, she's on the list. See, we got the wristbands. It's fine. No, it's fine. You see, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Until she caved and let us through. And, you know, we didn't miss too much. We got in like 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
You know, at that point, I'm like, we better fucking get the award. I was already thinking, like, you know what? I'm not going in if she doesn't get into this thing, because I brought her here. She got a babysitter. There's no way she's not coming in with us. And I hope I win. And you have to account for this. That you ruined your own show. Where is she?
Where's bitch?
Where's bitch? Bitch is being bitch outside.
She's bitching.
Oh man, yeah, and poor Edmundo is in there. Poor Edmundo is in there at our table, and he comes out a couple times to check on us, and we're just like, you may as well go back in and tell us if our award is being announced. So he's in there, and the aftermath photos are all taken in the first 10 minutes of the ceremony. So the photo of our table is Edmundo looking nervously at his phone. Drinking alone. Yeah, that's what they did to the team who won. I'd hate to think what they did to the team who lost.
They're dead. They got him good. Shot him in the head. They lined him up on the wall.
Oh.
Consider yourself lucky.
No, I'm very, very happy. I love to complain. I'm very, very happy, and it's an unbelievable feeling to win an award like this. I've been in this industry for 8 years, long enough that I'd love an award, but not enough that I feel jaded. And it felt so incredibly wonderful to be vindicated in the thing that I had felt was important for 4 years. And, you know, more if you see the sequel as an extension of the work I was doing 4 years previously. So I feel great. I feel awesome. I'm going to feel great about this for a really long time. Very happy.
Yeah, and I'm happy too, because I also worked on that game.
That's true.
And I realized something, that all of the games I've made have won awards.
Interesting.
Well, except for Dog of Wisdom. But
yet, I mean,
maybe,
you know.
maybe if I release the lyrics, I'll get an award for the soundtrack.
Right, like, you know, the EGOT winners, you have to write a great song. That's how you win an EGOT.
Yeah, it's not just about excelling in one field. It's about doing everything to win all of the awards.
Yes.
But yeah, like I made a game at a game jam in like 2012 or something that won some awards. I've you know, made games on Newgrounds that won awards.
Every time you hitch your wagon, awards seem to get won.
Awards happen. I got Underdog of the Week on Newgrounds.
Nice.
Yeah, and I, you know, it's weird that like there's this one time where I was just like, yeah, I dabble in making games. I just dabble. And then I was thinking about it for a little, and it's like, what am I talking about? I make award-winning games.
Yeah, no, you're not dabbling. You're selecting your projects very carefully. That's not dabbling. Well, it's time for you to be the lead developer of an award-winning game.
I would love that. You know, we were just, I don't know if we were live yet, but I was just saying how I can't code my game with ChatGPT. There's no way. It's I've used it to learn how to use a game engine, but no code.
No.
I've tried getting it to write code, and it's embarrassing. You should feel embarrassed. You know, maybe not ashamed, but embarrassed.
Yeah. I think it's really, really good to understand how, to some extent, how your code works.
Yeah.
Because then when you, I mean, you know, Edmundo's listening, he can laugh if I sound like I'm full of shit. But you should at least be able to discuss code with somebody who understands it better than you.
Yeah.
If you can't do that at all, then there's a gap of understanding between you and the person who you're asking for help from.
I've heard it from everybody who's ever tried to get it to write code that just sucks at it.
Yeah.
And I've seen it for myself too.
Yeah, I think even if it was any good, which it's not, it would be a missed opportunity to understand how your game works.
There was that game that was made with ChatGPT or something that like they were like, why is no one buying our game?
Oh right, yeah, we should talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't want to retweet this and be part of the discourse about it because like I don't know, I didn't want to hurt these guys' feelings, but now I don't care. And I don't remember the name of the game, and it doesn't matter what the name of the game is anyway. But there was like this Reddit post going around that was like, we released a game on PC, Mac, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and nobody noticed. What did we do wrong?
What happened?
What happened? And the team was like 10 guys.
Yeah.
Whose money? Whose money are you spending?
Well, I don't know if they did any crowdfunding, but they probably didn't because nobody really knew about their game.
Right.
Maybe you need to do a crowdfund just so people know there's a game.
I think so. I think that is an important, you don't necessarily have to do that, but that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
But the vibe I got from that, and what I've been thinking about these last couple of days is, right, weird crypto money, you say. I think that these guys share a lot in common with house flippers. Like
Yeah.
in my neighborhood, there is a kind of guy who buys the house that's for sale. 'Cause, you know, Mike and I are always paying attention to the houses for sale in our neighborhood. We want to see what they're going for. We're curious about looking inside, you know, and trying to see what houses go for in this neighborhood. And of course, we always want a family with children to move into one of these houses.
Yeah.
And it never happens because ultimately they get bought by flippers who want to turn them into tenant properties and get like $1,500 a room for them.
Yeah.
The thing is, all of these flippers start out with the idea that they're going to resell the house, and all of them get in over their head fixing it up. And all of them have construction jobs that go over budget and over time by so much. So all of these flippers are trying to be the smartest person in the scam, and they are being scammed. And to me, there are game developer teams, because the flippers are always like, it's always like two 28-year-old guys, right? And this team was like 10 28-year-old looking guys, right? They're all guys who have a little money to invest, and they think they're smart. And if I had that kind of money at their age, I don't know what the fuck I would do with it. I would probably try to make a movie or something with it, you know? If I had $30,000. No, I know what I would do. I would buy a house and live in it like a normal person.
Right, they're just trying to make money off of the
money.
neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly. They're not from the neighborhood. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you don't care if you're raising prices on everyone else.
Yeah.
You're thinking about yourselves.
Yeah, you're thinking about yourself, and that's why, I mean, that's not the reason why no one gives a fuck about your game, but it is the reason, because that's what you're coming to it from. If I had that kind of money, I would live in a house, because the real value of a house, as every normal person knows, is that you live in it.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the same thing with a video game. If you desperately want that game to exist, then somebody is going to want to play it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you'd make it no matter what.
Well, you have to make it because you're a freak.
Yeah.
That's every good game that's ever existed.
Yeah.
It's like you have like 7 million people playing Elden Ring. Do you think anyone would have been okay with that guy making those games if they never played them before? They're terrible.
Really? I don't have an opinion about those
no,
games.
I don't mean they're bad. I mean they're evil. It's like if we hadn't already been convinced, I mean, that they're popular,
Right.
they're like, how can you sell that idea to someone?
Yeah. No, you wouldn't be able to. Well, I mean, the thing is that nobody who's like following trends and doing market research before they start developing their game is making Elden Ring.
Yeah.
They're making some game that looks like every fucking game from 4 years ago when they did their market research.
Well, it kind of just looks like a Smash Brothers type game.
Right, the one in question.
Yeah.
It looks AI generated.
Well, it sounds AI.
Yeah.
It has voices that sound really weird.
And the post on Reddit
Oh,
is
that was
AI.
absolutely AI generated.
Yeah. So
that makes me
low
wonder
effort.
if there even was a game at all.
Right, it might have just been fake. Like the Steam page could be fake.
Well, I mean,
I guess we could download it and
verify
find out,
if it's
yeah.
real, but we're not going to pay for it.
No, yeah, it's an. Oh, by the way, it's released in early access. That's another ding against it.
That's another bad thing. That's
Yeah.
like Kickstarter. If you don't want to do a Kickstarter, you just release the game when it's not even done.
Unfinished. Make people pay
Yeah,
for it.
buy it before you even buy it.
Yeah.
Before we even make it.
Yeah. No, Tommy Wiseau, I think the reason the room is so enduring is that Tommy Wiseau did the best thing you can do with your money. He made a piece of art for other people to enjoy.
I mean, it was kind of self-serving, don't you think?
Yes, that's true. He didn't anticipate that he was doing such a humanitarian thing with his art, but it ended up being the best thing he could have done with his money.
I guess so.
But yeah.
His money that comes from question mark.
Yeah, no, I mean, he must have, like, either family wealth or, I don't know, he sold weapons to, you know, the whole world. Probably family money. He's weird, you know?
He probably sold mobile suits.
Now somebody has to. Yeah, I was thinking about Tommy while I was in San Francisco, because he films himself riding on streetcars and stuff.
Tommy. Yeah.
Oh, hi,
hi.
doggy.
Hi, doggy.
Thanks, Tommy. You're my favorite customer.
Oh, hey, Johnny. I didn't know it was you.
Oh my god. The room.
Johnny's my best friend. Yeah. Yeah, the room. I mean, the room is you know, an accidental masterpiece.
Yes.
Although I think he was also trying to make a masterpiece.
Yeah. Yeah, but he doesn't... You can't jump off of Yoshi in this game.
Nope.
Or you can't jump off of Mario in this game.
Nah, you need them both.
Yeah.
But like, you know, this is just a mediocre game. It is nowhere near as remarkable as something bad like The Room.
No. If this game looked hideous, everyone would be like, well, I gotta see what the fuck this game is about.
Right. If it was like really, really shitty, nobody would have ignored it the way they did.
Yeah.
Okay, so like my first reaction was they're probably fucked just for the fact that they're looking for advice on Reddit.
Yeah.
And then when I realized that they had ChatGPT write their post, I realized that Reddit was their second choice for advice. And they had been talking to AI before that. So they're double more fucked than I thought.
Well, I actually don't think, I mean, you know, they're not sincerely looking for advice, in my opinion. What they're doing is trying to concoct a story by which to promote their game.
It's a viral, but like it kind of went viral. We got this post.
Yeah.
But like nobody's buying the game. It didn't do anything for. I don't think it's going to.
No, it didn't help. It did the opposite because people looked at it and said, I can tell you why this game isn't successful. And that's not the same as being like, oh, this game should be successful. Now that I know about it, I'm gonna get it.
That's what
they hope that might happen.
That's what your expectation might be.
Right. So, you know, that's like how game developers promote their games on Reddit. They come up with a little story like, me and my friends did this for years, and you know, they just like you have to come up with a story. The subreddits kind of encourage you to do that. The marketing game advice encourages you to do that. Be like, don't just promote, here's my game. Tell people what the hook is. And like, you know, it's like me and all these guys, you know, we did everything right and the game still didn't find an audience. What's wrong? What happened?
What happened? Well, yeah, I mean, that's not going to help people understand what makes your game special.
No. And I mean, you know,
it's just about you. Like you shouldn't even be there. You should fade into the distance, and then when people are like enamored with their game, then they can go like, who the fuck made this?
Yeah, exactly. Who the fuck made this?
Give them an award.
Give them an award. Exactly. That's, you know, that's generally, that was like the feeling at IGF, I think. Like people.
Wait. IGF?
IGF, yeah.
I've been telling everyone you were in the IDF, and I told them that you won.
I did get congrats for the IDF award from Fred. A lot of people think I'm very busy with something else right now these days.
You're filming TikToks of you dancing. You're doing the Harlem Shake over a dead body. I'm so sorry. I was waiting for like a half an hour for you to say IGF so I could make that joke. What were you saying?
Super doesn't matter. It's time to move on. All right, let's see here. What else I got? All right, why didn't my game sell? IGF awards. Do you want to talk about the metaverse shutting down?
This is news to me. I was just thinking about Second Life. That's like the original metaverse.
Yes.
I was wondering who the fuck is playing Second Life. Is anybody new playing Second Life?
Probably not. Maybe there's a couple new ones every year.
Yeah.
Newbies.
But what about the metaverse shutting down? Are we talking about like the Facebook meta?
Yeah, metaverse.
Okay.
Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse shutting down in June. Mostly what people are talking about is that $10 billion were spent on this thing.
Right. They renamed their company because they really were banking on this.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, well, I guess we have more money, so it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
But they do this all the time. It must be on purpose. They also lost a billion trillion dollars trying to make their own cryptocurrency.
Right. They're just chasing trends.
It's just like
Mark Zuckerberg has no idea.
Everyone forgot about that.
I think Mark Zuckerberg really believed in the metaverse. He really wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any good ideas. He never did.
Well, he's just like, I don't know, like to think that the metaverse is cool is just to be like a really sad person. Like you're just on your computer your entire life. Because like Second Life is like your second life, right?
Right.
Well, how much of your first life are you supposed to spend in your second life? It's like, are you supposed to replace it with your second life?
Well,
no one should do that.
I mean, the original point of Facebook was to like rate the girls at your school on like how hot they were, right?
Yeah. It was called like Face Mash or something.
Yeah. And it's like a deeply antisocial, pathetic thing. And like, so is the metaverse. That's what all his ideas are.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you have this thing, like the internet, where there's infinite space, and you try to artificially create scarcity. People buying land.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? What is that actually worth? It's not worth anything.
You're trying to convince people it's worth something so you can get money out of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like how it could be worth anything. Nobody's there. It's not like a popular venue where you can go see a concert.
Well, like during the run up, they were trying to hype it up, and I saw some articles people are posting because of the announcement, and one of them is like that somebody spent $400,000 to be Snoop Dogg's neighbor in the metaverse, and they were counting on more stories like that.
Can they invent a way to kill someone online? Because I feel like that's what I want right now. Snoop Dogg's neighbor? He's definitely not even online.
No.
He's never even met Snoop Dogg.
No, there's just like a house with his picture on it.
Snoop Dogg, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw him at the store today. He's advertising wine with Tupac.
Like, with a dead guy.
With a dead guy. He's like, he'd rather hang out with a corpse than you. And Snoop Dogg
that's a pretty good corpse, though.
Snoop Dogg isn't anyone. There's no one to hang out with.
Right.
Like, he's not going to want to talk to you, and you're not even going to want to talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fucking fake. And, people were also posting, like, charts in, like, tech publications being like, metaverse projected to make $52 billion over 10 years. Something like that. Something absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
And, now it's all just funny.
Yeah, now it's just funny that Mark Zuckerberg made a sex pest website and everyone in the world is on it.
Yeah. That they didn't want his second website.
No.
They didn't want what he sees as Second Life.
No, nobody thinks he's an ideas guy.
No.
Nobody thinks that Facebook actually does any work.
No.
Facebook is already made.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do. You don't need that money. You don't have any ideas.
No, he doesn't have any ideas. I mean, he spends a lot of his time just like literally trying to look normal. Like
Yeah.
he spends so much time trying
to look like a normal guy.
Yeah.
And instead of like a creepy avatar, which is what he is.
Yeah, he's never been able to pull it off. He is so strange.
Yeah, and you know, this meta thing, nobody should have stood by him, but I guess he has so much fucking money. He has so much fuck you money.
Yeah,
you really,
you know, this is, I feel like more and more people are saying this lately, that like billionaires have brain damage because there's no one in their life being like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, like, shut the fuck up. It's like, as your lawyer, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, well, I have 100 lawyers, so what do I care what you say?
Which lawyer can tell me that I'm right?
Yeah, just pay more for a better lawyer.
Yeah.
Those toddlers.
Yeah, they are. So, like, yeah, they don't have any good ideas.
It just, like, fell into his lap. He just inherited a good website.
Yeah. Which is actually a very bad website.
It's not, I'm not on Facebook anymore. And, I'm not going to ever get back on Facebook if someone tries to pressure me.
No, because it's understood that Facebook is where your parents and your friends who are going through an extended psychotic episode live.
Yeah.
And if you go on there to message your mother, which I do once a week, you're gonna see what the people whose lives have declined sharply, who you feel powerless to help. You're gonna see what they're doing.
They're all sharing pictures of Eminem giving a tribute to Charlie Kirk. Like Eminem just broke down in the middle of a performance and decided to give a 20-minute moment of silence.
Because
like
Charlie
all this
Kirk
shit that
just died.
Yeah, all this shit that actually happened is just like the most AI generated shit. It's like I don't think anyone believes it. It's like your Facebook. Well, today I noticed that half of the comments on my YouTube channel are AI.
I noticed that too.
It's like I love the content. Keep it up.
Yeah,
there was 2 different people saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, I saw somebody on my YouTube channel like replying to one of my videos the other day. They replied like 5 times with like this long and involved story that had nothing to do with the video.
Yeah. Well, people have been doing that since forever, but like now it's like especially easy.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, you know, YouTube comments have been declining. I used to be proud of the fact that I read all of them, and now it just feels like a waste of time.
Right, exactly. Like it's too punishing. Nobody expects you to read
like,
these.
I'm not afraid of some bad criticism, and now I'm just thinking, oh my god, this is so dumb that it doesn't matter. Like, the bad criticism is nothing like the so dumb stuff.
Right.
It's like some people say like, wow, this sucks. And I'm like relieved when I see that because it's a real person.
Yeah, exactly. At least they're real.
Yeah, like the stuff that just like goes on and on, like that's not funny. It's like it wasn't funny in Family Guy 20 years ago, and it's not funny now. Oh, but don't say something's not funny online or you get like a heaping handful of it. It's like a monkey throwing shit at you. Yeah, I don't fucking know. I think from now on you have to pay me to comment. Like I'll talk to the customers who pay to be in the Discord. And those Discord users love hanging around each other. They you know, Lopsy's one of them. I love having Lopsy around. You know, this is just an example of like a patron who doesn't make me want to pull my hair out. It's like
well, I think in particular YouTube is like very disengaged from like the content that they're looking at. And their comments are really, you know, out of pocket.
But like, what is this great content, keep it up. Like, what is that supposed to do? Is it supposed to encourage me to keep making algorithmic slop? Because it's not working. I mean, already wasn't wanting to do that.
Maybe they need to create like a trail of their own activity in order for their accounts to seem credible.
Oh my god. Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah. People do that on Reddit where like you have to post a certain amount in order to make threads.
Oh, right. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably that.
Some shit like that.
People just like getting points. They're just scoring points off of my fucking YouTube videos. I mean, you know, I didn't want to disable comments because I used to think like, hey, you know, comment section can be fun. Sometimes people have you know, a funny joke.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
always a really obvious joke, but it's still kind of funny.
I like my comments section on Octopus Pie a lot.
Yeah.
I thought that, you know, they were never any good at predicting what I was going to do next. So it didn't worry me. And a lot of the time, you know, if there was context missing, they would fill somebody in. And another, like a feature that I didn't expect is that they talk to each other years later, and they're like writing to you from 5 years later to say lol, you know. Or, you know, like, or someone will be like, it's been 10 years since this comic came out, and someone will be like 15, and they're just like playing with time together.
Who's here 2026?
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's
fun.
That, you know, I have no problem with that. If you make your stuff like for kids on YouTube, that disables the comments.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't done that with any of my videos.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, that's for the best.
Yeah. But like, you know, I used to never delete comments, but I did delete a lot of mean comments a few years ago because it's just like I can't have people coming to my videos and thinking that this stupidity is permissible. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Like you're just turning me into BuzzFeed content. It's like you're just turning my life and my struggles into your cheap bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like I'm making art. I don't care if you think that makes me a fucking snob or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like what you're trying to do by posting your videos is so distinct from what they're trying to do, and like at odds with what they're trying to do, which is garner attention through commenting.
Yeah, I'm not just looking for attention. I mean, maybe I have before, but like I know that's not what I want.
Right. Attention is pretty empty, and they would know that if they ever made a good enough comment for anyone to give them any attention.
Yeah, so
They'll
I
keep
delete their
trying.
comments.
Yeah.
Well, no, they can't try anymore. I hid them from the channel now.
Right. So they can't get the likes they wanted.
Well, it's also just like it affects me too much. I can't let myself see these comments,
Right.
or they'll ruin my day.
Right.
Like people think because I get like 1 million views on a video, I don't have feelings, and that they could just freely ruin my day by putting me down for some shit I said 10 years ago.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's part of like the general feeling of worthlessness that a troll has, where they don't actually think their words have power because they don't think any of this shit matters. They don't like if, you know, if one of those people ever saw that like something they did legitimately ruined somebody's life in some way, they would be shocked to their core. Or they would try and, you know, whip up enthusiasm from other trolls to be happy that they did it.
Yeah.
I have seen that happen. I have seen people, you know, basically talk somebody into killing themselves and then talk each other into it have not been their fault at all. I don't post. I don't post. I think people who post a lot are looking for something that cannot be found, not through posting.
It's just like they're playing life on easy mode. So if you post, it'll be so easy for them to see it. It'll be so easy for them to screenshot it. If you put it in a stream though, it's just like they're all gone. Like the cars in the Truman Show, just immediately gone. It's magic. It's like, where'd they all go? Oh, I guess they were AI, and it's too much effort to decode what I'm saying. Or no, that's not even true, because there's a transcript of everything we're saying. But like, that would also require live, like doing it live.
Right.
Which probably would take too much. You know, we saw it takes two 5090s, so they're not doing that.
No, they're not doing that. I don't even bother to tell people when Thingus starts. There's one brave soul on YouTube who comments to tell people when Thingus starts.
Right, yeah. I actually know that guy. He's an animator. He's really good.
Well, he's cool for doing that, because I don't do it. All right. I'm going to end the show promptly at 10:45, by the way. I'm not going over tonight. Life is very sleepy for the elderly dog family. This is a little old. You know, I've been writing notes for 2 weeks now, and 2 weeks ago there was like another wave of people who they're either like pretending to believe or stupid enough to believe that AI has consciousness. And it's like people who like should know better. Who are pretending, who are like, I don't know if they're pretending. I feel like there's a little bit of crossover though with like, I remember like years ago when I went vegan, having like a couple of conversations with people who were like, well, what if you found out tomorrow that lettuce could feel pain?
I guess you'll just die. I guess you'll just starve and die.
I mean, I'm not going to answer that fucking question because you don't give a fuck about whether lettuce feels pain. It's the first time you've ever fucking thought about it in your life. You have never considered the pain of human beings before. And suddenly, you are...
Lettuce is and you say it as if it's like, aha.
Yeah.
I've got you.
Yeah.
You're wrong about everything now because lettuce, my friend, is suffering and you didn't even retweet his GoFundMe. You monster.
Yeah. So I feel like that guy is now being like, well, what? You wouldn't even care if you found out that the AI was alive? Like they're the ones making up the fucking story about the AI being alive, and they're raising moral questions based on the thing they fucking made up.
Well, you know, one of the first things you have to try when you use AI is you try to fucking torture it. And as you do that, you realize this doesn't feel good. I feel regret, and I know it's not alive, but I can't shake the guilt.
So you immediately question your own morality. You immediately question your own morality abusing the AI.
Yes, although there is nothing wrong with abusing AI. You don't have to say thank you to AI. Get that through your heads. It's a waste of energy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would see people who are like, you know, it's so cute how, you know, I like to give my chat, whatever the fuck it's called, my agent or whatever. I like to give them free tokens to do whatever they want to do. And it's so cute how much they enjoy being able to do that. Go raise your kid. What the fuck? Why are you...
Or raise a pet. Like, get a snail.
Yeah, a living thing. You have never felt compassion for anything. You think this is so cute because it's subservient to you and it compliments you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some people need that. I can't really find people easily that do everything I say.
Well, yeah, but then the AI is taking advantage of you because you want that.
Yes, the AI is giving me a false version of that. That it comforts you about it, but it's not, you know, it's not going to do my work for me. And you know, the people who people are like, oh, just wait 2 more years. They're just prolonging the disillusionment.
Oh, yeah.
That's eventually gonna come.
Yeah.
If it's not in 2 years, it'll be in 4 years.
Well, they had to like discontinue the most like sycophantic bot, right? They discontinued it because people were falling in love with it too much,
Oh.
and those people were, having like a fucking break from reality when that bot was discontinued. They're like, is OpenAI gonna pay my bereavement time off? It's that is very sad to me.
So like, yeah, like people think it's sentient. People think it can think. It's really just a sorting algorithm. It's kind of like the card it's like the card catalog at the library, but automatic.
Yeah.
So it'll find all of the sayings that you ask it to find, but it's just drawing from a database.
Right.
The alive thing about it is that you're alive.
Yeah.
And it's reflecting you.
Right.
That's alive.
You're feeling compassion for your own the way that you nurture it. You're feeling that it's cute the way you're nurturing.
And maybe one day you'll direct those feelings onto yourself or a child or a dog or a snail.
Yeah, maybe a snail will enter your life and you'll know what it's like to love another living thing.
Snails are so cute. I mean, AI can't do what a snail does. It can maybe simulate the intelligence of a snail, but the intelligence is only one thing. I was saying this before about how AI can't make anything good. It's not from a lack of intelligence. It's from a lack of emotion. They can't, it's like Mr. Burns and Smithers, right? He has that man broken down like a cardboard box. He's not even like the most intelligent person in the world. He's just, he's competent and he does his job because Mr. Burns breaks him down constantly.
Yeah.
He tells him that he's worthless. He tells him that he's not good enough.
Yes.
And this is all so he can, emotionally abuse him.
Yes.
If you can emotionally abuse an AI, maybe, but you would have to have a pre-existing life. And the AI would need to be spending nights being like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? It's like Mr. Burns is mad at me. He's gonna fire me.
Spending nights dreaming about Mr. Burns flying through your window.
Yes, that's an emotional thing that he could never do his job without.
Yeah. And,
it's kind of a joke even in the series, but I'm pretty sure that's consistent with Smithers, that he is, like any subservient employee is going to be in it for the, you use your intelligence to save your life. You use your intelligence for your own survival.
Yeah.
AI lacks that.
Right, it's not trying to survive.
Right, it doesn't need to be right. And, if you tell it it's wrong, it corrects itself.
Oh, that's my bad.
Well, that's weird because it means it actually knows the answer. It's just deeper in its database that it needed to be told it's wrong. So Mr. Bird smacks the coffee out of its hand, and then it goes and makes it correctly.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that was like, it was like using the AI voice to be like the ship from 2001: A Space Odyssey, where it's like. It's true. You did ask me to open the hatch twice now. That's my bad. It's open now. You're right. The hatch is still not open. That's on me.
Oh my god, yeah, it's totally like that. It doesn't do the thing that fictional robots do, where they go haywire and they're like, you did this, you monster, you fat pig,
Right.
It just stays your buddy, no matter what it, it's like.
Yeah, even though after it kills you.
It's like, okay, AI, can you please close the door? It's like, I'm sorry, but I can't do that. But you know what I can do? We can play a game of checkers.
Right.
It'll try to be your friend.
Yeah.
Even if you tell it I'm going to fucking kill you, AI. It's like, as an AI language model, I can't be killed. But what I can do is I can be like, I'm dead.
Right.
Would that be fun?
Right. The AI actually can't feel it when you're deconstructing its brain piece by piece.
No.
It can't go, I can feel it.
Well,
I can
it
feel
can, but it's all just scripted.
But it doesn't. Yeah, exactly.
It's like AI. Act like you can feel it. It's like, all right, this is my impression of an AI that can feel pain. I'm dying.
Right, and it's based on what it learned from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah, and the rest of humanity. So like it probably used someone's actual suffering to simulate it.
Shit.
I mean, you know, I'm not saying there isn't anything cool about that. I'm just saying that it's already based on what humans have done. So it's nothing new. It's nothing that makes you feel more in touch with your humanity.
It's nothing I would ever stake my life or my safety on. People are staking so much on this shit.
Well, they're desperate. People need something else. Something that does what it's supposed to do, not just, you know, what your imagination wants it to do.
Right. Oh my god. I feel like we've talked so much about AI tonight. Do you want to talk about Bill of Rights?
Yes. Yeah, sure. Bill of Rights. It was a facial expression that I would make to make my sisters laugh.
It was... I like... The first time you did it, it was basically like... I came into the room and Jackie was dying and she was like, do it, show me. And you're like, no. And I was just like, what? Show me. And this went on for such a long time. And then you made the face for 1 second and me and Jackie just died laughing forever. And it was so funny. The face was so funny that like for years, it was the funniest thing that you did. Like we laughed every time we saw this face. It was like Beavis and Butthead. It was so funny to look at.
And it was just me doing this. I was like... I just like close one of my eyes and then lift up the other eyebrow and then like, you know, the finger really seals it.
But you would do it like, and then you would do it
So there was this one time in gym when, you know, it's like one of those bullshit gym classes where you can just do whatever. So I was just walking around the perimeter, really lazy. And some girl came up to me and she was like, do the face. And like behind her was an entire bleachers full of girls.
Everyone knew about the face.
And I just looked at them and went, and they all erupted in laughter. It's like, you know, for a second I considered refusing, but then I did it and they all laughed.
They all laughed.
And it's like these girls that have never even looked at me in their lives.
And they're asking you to be ugly for them.
And I'm just a joke to them. But like, look, this is what I have. This is what I can do. This is how I contribute to this horrible fucking school, is by being occasionally funny, sometimes unintentionally.
Oh yeah, no, you know, these girls go to school. They're under an enormous amount of stress about their own things. And you give
they
them
looked
the
really
biggest...
stressed, sitting on the bleachers doing nothing.
I mean, you know, they're going through it. They're teenage girls.
Right.
You gave them the biggest lol of their day. But yeah, you didn't personally gain much from it.
I mean, it felt kind of good that I made all these girls laugh.
Right. That's what you got. But not, you know, it's not like, I'm laughing so hard I want to be your girlfriend.
Well, could they laugh hard enough for them to want to be my girlfriend?
I feel like not one of those girls, but maybe another girl across the room who didn't have the guts to ask you.
Yeah.
Might have liked it.
Liked it enough to, like, live with me and sleep in my bed and wake up next to...
To Bill.
To Bill. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. It was like, you know, for you know, those girls didn't know it was called Bill of Rights.
Yeah, we called it Bill of Rights.
Jackie called it that.
Bill of Rights. And then there were a few variations. There was like Bill of Wrong, which was like
Bill of
reverse.
Wrong.
Yeah. There were a few different ones, but you know, obviously Bill was the most famous.
Bill, most famous one. Yeah, I did a lot of faces and voices. Bill didn't speak. I think that's what made him creepy. He doesn't have a voice.
No, Bill didn't speak. It's true.
He's just coy. He's like a coy man. It's like Shrek when he farts on the fish and kills them. He's just like, oops. It's like that Santa that you drew me that's on my fridge now. You drew Santa, but like, instead of being like, shh, you made it so he's like... It's really Bill. It's close to Bill. Yeah, it's Bill coated. It's coated with a thin layer of Bill. Yeah. There've been many Bills over the years. There's been 2 billion Bills. Did you want to talk about GTA?
Oh,
about the 2 billion bills they spent?
Yeah, they spent 2 billion bills to make that game. So I feel like, this is kind of a growing sentiment at this point that that this game may not make back how much it spent being made.
Is it really a growing... I've only heard that from you so far, and I've barely had any time to consider it, but I guess it's possible. Even with a huge game like that, it could lose money, initially.
I saw it specifically from a person... They did like a blog post. It's like a person who works in the game industry and has for a while, and they were responding to chatter they had heard that GTA might charge $100 and that it might then raise up the cost of games. And they were talking about why that was preposterous, and why the argument that games should go up in price is preposterous.
Yeah.
And while they were at it, they also suggested this game is not going to be able to bill people for how long it took to make, for the money wasted because they laid people off and had to hire again, and they lost generational talent along the way. Yeah. And they're not going to be able to charge the player for that, and they might even fail to make back their money because they spent more than anyone has ever spent.
Yeah. By how much?
I don't know. What's the most expensive, second most expensive game?
Maybe another one of their games, like Red Dead Redemption.
Possible. But I feel like this one has got to be the most, expensive by far.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is so old, and that's still newer than GTA 5. That was almost like the last GTA game.
Yeah.
GTA with horse.
Yeah, I mean, this is what is known in music as a big expensive mess. The album took too long to come out, too expensive, too overproduced, and ultimately the reviews are unsure what to make of it, but perhaps in time it will be seen as a classic.
Yeah.
There's a few albums like that, and that could be what happens with GTA is that the game comes out and there's a lot of discourse about how expensive it was to make and how it's going to take a long ass time to make back that money if it ever does, and how high the expectations were, and it's going to be a few years before it all shakes out and we all are able to make an actual judgment call on what the game was.
Well, they're gonna have years and years to sell this game, so I don't know why it wouldn't make its money back eventually. Well, how much money do games make? Can it not make $2 billion the first day?
The first day?
That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, I don't think it can make $2 billion the first day.
Although I do think that they're doing something right. Because, back to what we were saying before about how realism is not going to advance games forward, but, good characterization is, and that's never been anything new. It's just something that's always lacking, the amount of character animation to make a character really come to life. It's like those characters in GTA look more alive than the fucking DLSS 5 stuff.
Oh yeah, no, they're still leading with style. They've got that.
But that's interesting to me that they're not really able to sell the technology. But they're able to sell it on that, which is, it's a good idea. but it's also because like I think that's more lasting. That's way more lasting than something like flashy rendering engines.
Oh yeah, totally. And I haven't seen anything of this game yet that suggests that it's going to be gimmicky, although we haven't seen any gameplay.
There's no gameplay, and that, I guess is your number one reason for thinking this game just doesn't exist.
Well, yeah, I also happen to believe that the game...
every game that doesn't exist.
I also happen to believe the game is not coming out this year.
Right. They said it was delayed until this year, and they're probably just going to delay it another year.
Well, because first they said it was coming out in the spring, and then they said it was coming out in November. And November is the latest date you would want to promise a game in the year, because in December all the press is off, and you're gonna miss out on best of roundups and stuff.
Do they even need that stuff?
They don't need to care about the press, really, do they?
Nah.
But anyway, I think November is kind of just like a conservative way of saying we're gonna release this game as late in the year as possible, and they're just not going to make it. If they don't make November, they're not going to release it. I mean, they probably do care about holiday sales.
Right. So they'll care about holiday sales so much they'll delay the game another year just to get them.
Well,
which is really, that's some bullshit. That's like some game dev brain rot.
Well, by the time they get to November, they're going to be, well, we may as well delay it again until spring, because there's a lot of other stuff we could be putting in.
Yeah.
They're not gonna finish it this year.
Yeah, but there's probably not even going to be a physical copy of this game. So what's the point of getting it out on time? Just release it now.
Right, and you'll fix it up as you go.
Yeah, and we'll help you by playing it and countering all the bugs. I mean, I guess they want to keep us from encountering as many as they can.
Right, but yeah, people need to play it because
it's been like 5 years since it was supposed to come out.
Oh, really? Their first release date was 5 years ago?
Well, I'm just going on what players should expect. Like,
right.
There was a GTA game like 13 years ago, so we're overdue for one, aren't we?
Yeah.
Or at least they've been promising it for over 10 years. So like, where is it?
Yeah. And no footage of no
game footage. That's very worrying. If this was any other series, they'd be fucked.
Yeah.
They'd be like making a giant mountain of doo-doo.
Yeah, this is, I think, a year ago you were not saying stuff like this, but I feel like as the time creeps on, people are and the game gets
getting more
expensive.
Nervous the more time it takes.
Yeah, exactly.
That it's not going to be good.
Exactly.
There've been games that cost $1 billion and sucked. Like Cyberpunk was really fucked when it first came out.
Right.
They
people
spent
say
years working on it after it came out.
Right. It took them years to improve it.
Yeah.
They're probably worried about that. You don't want your game to like totally suck at launch, but maybe when it's that big, that's how it has to go.
Yeah. Do you think the next GTA will be bigger? Because
I don't know that there's going to be a next GTA.
There might not be a next GTA.
No, I think this will be the last one.
Well, why is that?
Because it will either be a colossal failure or it'll be so big that it can...
You'll never live up to it.
You'll never be able to make a game bigger than that.
Right. Well, yeah, I guess. Although people seem to have endless time to play games. They're still playing GTA 5 after almost 15 years.
Right. Well, yeah,
also,
that's
another reason they can delay is because that game was so successful. They're still selling shit.
Plenty of money, yeah. They don't need to release another game to make money.
Well, they have released, Red Dead Redemption and stuff, but even that was like 2018 or 2019. It's forever ago.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like Charlie Brown. All right, that is just about 10:45. I think this is a good place to cut it. You have any final short thoughts?
GTA 6 is the only thing to justify capitalism.
Right. This is capitalism's last big swing.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think this is the fight for the heart and soul of capital is right here on this game.
Yeah, because Pixar used to be the thing to justify capitalism.
Yes.
Now you can't
Not
justify
anymore.
Pixar.
No.
Not now. Very DEA.
Yeah, so we'll see if capitalism fails within a year or so.
I can make my own fucking GTA game. I can make my own game where you're a guy who does nothing but cause problems for himself. He's just always making everything worse.
Anyone could make that game and then iterate on it and make it something massive.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think so. I'm saying one person could make this game and make it really small. And instead of a massive game, you have a bunch of people's idea of what GTA is. You have, GTA is just the concept for the game. You have to separate. Something I realized the other day is you separate the developers of the game from the audience that demands it. The audience that demands it is so much bigger than the developers. So the audience could almost make their own series at this point.
They could make their own GTA 6.
Yeah.
But they can't make a new version of GTA.
Well, they don't understand it the way they understand it. But I think we understand it in a way they also don't understand. That they've been making these games for us for years and years, but it's separate from that we keep asking for them. We want a game where you can fuck shit up and then pay none of the consequences.
Well, yeah,
you want to feel like you could drive as fast as you can and crash into a wall.
Well, yeah, Untitled Goose Game was a version of that just a few years ago.
Good. Yeah, that's a good example. Untitled Goose Game is a bad little boy game where you can just cause problems.
Yeah.
You just make everything worse.
Yes.
And the game encourages it.
Yes. We could have sat around waiting for GTA 6, but we got Untitled Goose Game instead.
Yeah, they've created the world for us, and now we can live in it. We don't need them to create the next world. I think, GTA 6 looks good, but it's also got a little of that AI-ness to it. It's very much what people have been asking for. It's living up to those expectations. So why don't we just make the game already?
Yeah, I think we all just need to make our game.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay Frisbee's suggesting I go over budget and time on the next Perfect Tides. That's a great idea. That's a really good trajectory for me.
$2 billion on Perfect Tides.
Yeah, I'm going to bankrupt my entire family, and it's going to be a piece of shit, too.
Were there any games like that? Or I know there were movies like that were just $1 billion wasted.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what about games?
Personal projects?
Oh, I guess I mean GTA 6 level.
Oh, well, there's one every week now. We talked about High Guard last time.
High
yeah.
Guard. There's so many that you can't even remember them. There's Oracle. What was it? I already forget.
Yeah, I've already forgotten.
It's organs. No.
Organs? Yeah, they come out every day. They get deleted.
It's just
we can't even
$500
remember their
million
names.
disappeared, deleted by Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Just gone.
Yeah, no, an amount of money that if you divided it up evenly among I don't know,
guys,
or if you divided it up evenly among 1 million game developers, you would get some of the craziest shit you've ever seen in your life.
I mean, they get $1,000 each.
Yeah.
For $1 billion.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's a little too much. Okay, give it to 1,000 game developers and you'll get some crazy shit.
Games.
Right?
1,000 GTA games instead of one.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It'll
never happen.
It's the game is so big now that it's you're not even playing the same game together anymore. You might as well be playing different games.
That's interesting. Okay, that's too meaty for the very end of the show. But I like that idea a lot.
Yeah.
That if the game is so big, it's like I was at the Magic Kingdom and you were at Epcot.
Yeah.
And we're trying to have the same experience. All right, we're gonna call it a night.